You are not seeing the world as it is. Right now, your brain is lying to you. Not metaphorically, not philosophically. Literally. Everything you see, hear, and feel is a carefully constructed illusion. And the real version of reality? It's far stranger, far more alien than anything you can imagine. We like to believe we experience reality directly, that what we see is what exists. A tree looks green, so it must be green. A table feels solid, so it must be solid. The world feels continuous, so it must be smooth and real. But science tells a very different story. Your brain is not a camera. It's not recording reality. It's reconstructing it based on incomplete, delayed, and distorted data. Right now, you're living inside a simulation. Not a computer simulation, but a biological one. And once you see how it works, you'll never experience reality the same way again. Let's start with a simple truth. Your brain is trapped in darkness. Inside your skull, there is no light, no sound, no color, just electrical signals. Everything you experience, every image, every sound, every sensation is built from those signals. Take vision. Light enters your eyes as electromagnetic waves, but your brain doesn't see light. It receives electrical impulses from the retina. These signals travel through the optic nerve at about 10 million bits per second, which sounds like a lot, but reality contains vastly more information than that. So your brain has a problem. It doesn't have enough data to recreate reality perfectly. So what does it do? It guesses. Neuroscientist Anil Seth describes perception as a controlled hallucination. Your brain is constantly predicting what's out there and then correcting those predictions using sensory input. This means you are not seeing reality. You are seeing your brain's best guess of reality. For example, your eyes have a blind spot, a region where the optic nerve leaves the retina. There are no photoreceptors there, so technically you should see a black hole in your vision. But you don't. Why? Because your brain fills it in automatically. It literally edits reality in real time. Look around you. Everything feels full of color, but color doesn't exist in the outside world. There is no such thing as red or blue out there. There are only wavelengths of light. For example, red is approximately 700 nanometers. Blue is approximately 450 nanometers. Your brain takes these wavelengths and converts them into subjective experiences. So when you see red, that redness is not in the object, it's in you. Different animals see completely different realities. Bees can see ultraviolet patterns on flowers. Snakes can detect infrared heat. Mantis shrimp have up to 16 types of color receptors. Compared to them, you are seeing a tiny slice of reality. Here's something unsettling. You are never experiencing the present moment. Your brain takes time to process information. Light hits your eyes, signals travel through neurons, the brain interprets them. This process takes about 100 to 200 milliseconds. That means everything you see is already in the past. But your brain hides this delay. It synchronizes everything into a smooth experience, so your now is actually a reconstructed version of the recent past. Touch something near you. It feels solid, right? But at the atomic level, it's almost entirely empty space. An atom is about 99.9999999999996% empty. If the nucleus were the size of a marble, the electrons would be orbiting hundreds of meters away. So why do things feel solid? because of electromagnetic forces. When you push against an object, the electrons in your atoms repel the electrons in the object. You never actually touch anything. What you feel is force, not contact. Your senses are extremely limited. Out of all possible electromagnetic waves, you see only 0.0035% of the spectrum. Out of all sound frequencies, you hear only between 20 Hz and 20,000 Hz. Your brain filters out the rest. But it goes further. It actively removes information to keep you focused. Example, right now, you can feel your clothes touching your skin, but you weren't aware of it before, were you? Your brain suppressed that sensation until your attention was drawn to it. Reality isn't just constructed, it's selectively edited. This idea goes even deeper into physics. At the most fundamental level, reality behaves in ways that defy intuition. In quantum mechanics, particles don't have definite positions until they are observed. Instead, they exist as probability waves. The famous double-slit experiment shows this clearly. When unobserved, particles behave like waves. When observed, they behave like particles. It's as if reality itself depends on measurement. Now, scientists debate what this means, but one interpretation suggests reality is not fully real until it interacts with something. Modern neuroscience suggests your brain works like a prediction machine. Instead of building reality from scratch, it constantly generates models of the world and compares them to incoming data. This is called predictive coding. Your brain minimizes error between what it expects and what it receives. So perception is not passive, it's an active process of inference. You are not observing reality, you are negotiating with it. Here's the twist. If your brain is constructing reality, then different brains can construct different realities. And they do. Optical illusions prove this. Two people can look at the same image and see completely different things. Even more extreme, in certain conditions like hallucinations or dreams, your brain creates entire worlds with no external input at all, and they feel just as real. So how do you know this current reality is any different? This changes everything. What you call reality is not the world itself. It's a user interface, like icons on a computer screen. When you see a file icon, you don't see the actual data inside the computer. You see a simplified symbol that helps you interact with it. Similarly, space, time, color, sound, these might not be fundamental properties of the universe. They might be tools your brain uses to navigate something far more complex. Some physicists even suggest space-time itself may not be fundamental. It could be an emergent property of deeper, unknown structures. In other words, reality as you know it might be just the surface layer. You are not seeing reality. You are seeing a simulation built by your brain, a simplified, filtered, delayed, and interpreted version of something far deeper. Color isn't real. Solidity isn't real. The present moment isn't even truly now. And yet, this illusion is incredibly useful. It keeps you alive. It helps you navigate the world. It gives meaning to your experience. But behind it lies a universe far stranger than your senses could ever reveal. So the next time you look around, remember this. You're not seeing the world as it is. You're seeing what your brain needs you to see.